My beloved and precious child, my words for you today carry a special touch, a care that springs from my deep compassion for your path. I see how you strive to walk in kindness, even in a world that often responds to goodness with coldness. I see your efforts to reach out to the weary, to soothe the wounded heart, and to seek peace in the midst of conflict, and that fills me with joy. You are like a tree planted by streams of water that bears fruit in its season and whose leaves do not wither. Even so, my child, I must warn you, not always will the ground around you be fertile, nor will the wind always be favorable. In this world you will encounter envy, evil, and misunderstanding. There are those who, not understanding the purpose I have placed in your life, will seek to discourage you or divert your focus from what truly matters. This is nothing new. It was the same with Joseph when his own brothers rose against him out of envy. It was the same with Nehemiah, who faced mockery and threats while rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. It was even the same with my son Jesus, who, though pure and without sin, suffered the rejection of many. These situations will remind you that you have not been called to live according to the fragile and unstable standards of this world. I have called you to something greater. I have called you to live above all that. Often, the temptation will be to place your security in things that seem solid but are as fragile as quicksand. Applause, human opinions, status, or the approval of those around you. However, all of this is fleeting. Look to what my word advises. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. The world is an unstable place. People change, human promises fail. Those who applaud you today may accuse you tomorrow. Those by your side today may not be there at the next dawn. This doesn't mean you should be cold or distrustful, but that your heart should be firm in what does not change. My love for you and my promises, which never fail. The standards of society are like waves of the sea, moving back and forth without a fixed direction, but I am like a solid rock, unshakable, eternal. You can build your life on me, and even when storms come, you will remain standing. I know you have already encountered and will still encounter malicious people on your path. They may appear like thorns on your trail, trying to block your progress, testing your patience and challenging your faith. Sometimes these people act out of ignorance, and other times out of conscious malice. And you will ask yourself, why, Lord? Why does this happen to me if all I want is to walk in peace? Child, these situations are part of the refinement process. Just as gold is purified in fire, I use these difficulties to shape your character and strengthen your faith. It's not that I desire your suffering, but I know that by overcoming these trials with my strength, you will become more resilient, filled with grace, and closer to the purpose for which I created you. Remember David, who faced Saul. Saul tried to take his life out of envy and pursued him relentlessly. But David chose not to return evil for evil. He left judgment in my hands, and for that I honored him. Do the same. Don't waste time repaying evil with evil. I am your judge and your avenger. When the voices around you are contradictory, when judgmental looks seem to weigh on you, and when the burden of misunderstanding makes you want to give up, remember this: I am your refuge. You don't need to carry the weight alone. You weren't created to bear all trials with your own strength. I am here ready to carry your burdens, to offer you rest, to renew you when everything seems uncertain. Come to me when you feel exhausted. Come to me when you don't know what to do. Come to me. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. Living above the difficulties and the people who rise against you doesn't mean ignoring what's happening. It means you won't be dominated by it. It means you will choose to see beyond the present moment, trusting that I'm working in your favor. I have called you to be the head and not the tail, to be light in a dark world, to be an example of love, patience, and faith, even when it seems impossible. The path may be arduous, with deep valleys and challenging mountains, but don't forget it is filled with promises. Promises that are not empty words or uncertain wishes, but the guarantee that my purpose for your life will be fulfilled. I began a good work in you, and I am faithful to complete it. It doesn't matter how many obstacles arise or how many times you stumble or feel at the limit of your strength. I will not give up on you, and the work I started in your heart will be completed in due time. Perhaps now you look around and only see chaos. The struggles seem overwhelming, the days grey, and the weight of trials makes your heart question whether there is truly a purpose in all this. But hear me, child, all things, yes, all things work together for your good. Even what seems like a defeat today, I will transform into victory. Even what seems like a closed door will be just a detour to something greater and better, because you love me and have been called according to my purpose. Be patient, even when the process seems long. I am not late. My plans are perfect. Just as the earth needs time for a seed to grow and bear fruit, your life is also being cultivated. Stay firm. Storms may come. The wind may blow strongly, trying to bring you down. But remember, I have already guaranteed your victory.